There's a game going around on social media right now, and you may have seen it, where couples read a scenario out loud and answer one question. Cheating or just disrespectful? People are ending relationships over this game. And the reason you two can't agree isn't morals. It's not that she's crazy, and it's not that you're a liar. It's just that you're not measuring the same thing. Jessica OS here, welcome to the channel. Okay, so here's how it works. Somebody reads a scenario, both people answer, simple. He goes to lunch with a female coworker and doesn't mention it. She keeps her ex's number saved under a different name. He watches her Instagram story every single time within a minute for 8 months. And what happens is one person says that's nothing, the other person's face changes, right? And then it's 2 in the morning and you're having the worst conversation of your relationship about a thing that never actually happened. Now I want to explain why this is happening so frequently. The split, 2 different threat models. All right, I want to start with the actual disagreement, okay? When most men evaluate whether something counts, they're running one question underneath it, and it's this. Did a line get crossed? Was there contact? Was there an act? Did something happen? It's binary, it's an event, it either occurred or it didn't, and this is because a man's threat model is replacement. The fear is being swapped out, and replacement is an event with a timestamp. So when a man says the sentence, nothing happened, he generally believes that he has just answered the question. He's not dodging. In his framework, he closed the case. Now, here's the part he doesn't know. She was never asking the question because basically a woman's threat model isn't replacement, it's diversion. The fear isn't that you'll swap her out on a Tuesday. It's that your attention, your energy, your curiosity, the good version of you is flowing somewhere else. And diversion isn't an event, it's a rate. It's continuous. It has no timestamp, so nothing happened doesn't even parse as an answer to it. That's the whole disagreement right there. He's answering, did it occur? She's asking, where's it going? And both of them walk away from the fight convinced the other person is being unreasonable because inside each framework, the other person generally is. But this still doesn't explain the strangest part. Nobody did anything. These are made-up scenarios about made-up people. So why does a fake situation produce a real hour-long relationship-threatening argument? Here's why. When you answer a hypothetical, you're not defending an action. You have no action to defend. You're defending a definition. And when your partner hears you name a definition that's more permissive than theirs, they don't hear a definition, they hear a preview. They hear, here is the space I have already given myself permission to operate in. And that's the whole thing. That's why the game is dangerous and you might want to think twice before playing it. You thought you were playing trivia. She heard you announce your boundaries out loud for the first time in 3 years. And they were further out than she assumed. And notice what she does next. She doesn't argue with your answer. She goes quiet. And then 20 minutes later, she asks a question about something from last October. Because she's not litigating the hypothetical anymore. She's re-auditioning the real history with your new definition applied to it. Guys consistently misread that moment. He thinks she's spiraling over nothing. She's insecure. She's making up problems. What's actually happening is that she just got new information about how you calculate. And she's running it backwards through everything she's had to live through. Scenario 3, the one nobody wants to talk about. All right, so I want us to go back to the third scenario for a second because it's the sharpest one. He's texting a woman from work. Nothing special, nothing even flirtatious if you read the messages cold. But he's telling her about a fight that he had at home. He's telling her he feels unappreciated. He's saying things to her at 11 p.m. that he hasn't said to his own partner in about 4 months. Ask a room of men, and a solid chunk of them would actually say that's not cheating. And technically, by the ACT standard, they're right. Nothing happened. But look at what's actually moving. It's the axis, the unguarded version, the part of you that admits something. And he's not withholding it from his partner because he ran out. He's spending it, okay? He's just spending it somewhere it gets a better return. Because over there, he's interesting and not misunderstood, and no one's mad at him. And at home, he's the guy who didn't take out the trash. That's the diversion. That's the actual injury, not the act, the reallocation. The cruelest part of it is this. He will be able to say, I never touched her, for the entire duration of it. And every single time, he'll be telling the truth. But the technical innocence is real. That's exactly what makes it so easy to keep doing, right? Nobody Banksy's their way out of a relationship that they're still fully inside of. The withdrawal starts somewhere. Usually it starts in a text thread that looks like nothing. The one question that replaces the entire rulebook. So now the useful part, because I'm not interested in giving you a longer list of banned behaviors. Rules don't work. You just find the gaps in them. Everyone does. You need one question instead. Would you have done it exactly the same way if she was standing right there? Not would she have been okay with it? That's a different question. It makes you a man asking permission. I don't want that for you. I mean, would the behavior itself have been identical? Same words, same tone, same length of the conversation, same phone angle? Because here's what concealment actually is. And this is something I want you to think about. I want you to take out of this video. Concealment is an evidence of a crime. Concealment is the crime. Think about what deleting a message actually requires. It requires you to model her seeing it. It requires you to predict her reaction. And it requires you to decide in the second that you'd rather manage her perception than change her behavior. You ran the whole calculation. You just ran it in private and ruled in your own favor. By the time your thumb is moving, you already knew. Your nervous system convicted you before you ever had a chance to. And that's why she can smell it, even with zero evidence. She's not detecting the coworker, she's detecting the calculation you've been doing. You got quiet a half second too long. You turned the screen 4 degrees. You just said work stuff in a voice that didn't mean work stuff. She doesn't have evidence, she has telemetry, and she's usually right. The masculine frame, why this isn't about being policed. Now, I don't want you to walk away from this thinking the lesson is to be more careful, get permission, or run everything past your woman, because that's not it. The lesson is this. A man with an actual standard doesn't need a rule book because he never ends up in the position. You get me? The guy who has to ask, is this technically cheating, has already lost the plot because he's asking how close to the line he can stand. He's optimizing for what he can get away with. And if you're doing that, then you're going to spend the rest of your life in low-grade anxiety managing a story. The alternative isn't restriction, it's transparency as a default setting. And the practical upside is enormous. I mean, when there's nothing in your phone, her insecurity will stop being your problem to manage. You stop pre-writing explanations in your head. You stop bracing when she picks up your phone to look at a photo. You get an entire category of low-level dread deleted from your life. The transparency isn't the price of the relationship. It's the reward for having integrity in it. One more thing, because this cuts both ways, and I'd be doing you a disservice if I only pointed it at you. Run the same test on her. Not her rules, her behavior. Would she have sent that message the same way with you in the room? Is the ex saved under a different name? Does she go quiet when a specific name comes up? Does she tell you about him before you find out or only after? Same test, same standard. Concealment over act. And if you spot it, you don't need to investigate, and you definitely don't need to go through her phone, okay? Going through her phone simply means you already know and you're just basically looking for permission to feel it. You don't need permission. Name it out loud once and calmly, and watch what she does with it. Someone with nothing to manage will engage. Someone managing something will make it about your trust issues. That reaction is the answer. It always is. Jessica OS here. Hope you got value from this video. If you did, smash that like button until I can feel it in my heart, and subscribe to the channel. Plus, do me a favor, share this with another brother who has to see this. I'll catch you in the next video.